Well, I guess the first one's quite obvious. Growing up in South Africa, my father was really big into... Growing up in South Africa, my father was really big into running, and I can clearly remember him training and going to races over the weekend. And that is still the main reason why I am running. And now I've been living in the Czech Republic for almost 10 years, so I've also experienced the running culture here in the Czech Republic. But the two cultures are way different, so let's compare them a bit. The first thing, weather. As you can see, the current conditions are a bit extreme. But in South Africa, if it's a cold day, you just throw on a long t-shirt and off you go. Sometimes it's funny to hear South African people complain that they can't train properly because it's too cold. Yes, of course, my African blood also struggles sometimes with the cold, but as they say, there is no bad weather, only bad clothes. So you just put on an extra pair of gloves, get some thicker socks, get another jacket, and you're good to go. But it's also just nice to have these contrasting months during the year. And now I actually love it to run in the snow. The crackling sounds underneath each footstep, the cold shock you get for those first minutes of each run, and the trial and error you have to go through to choose the right clothes for the right temperature for the right day. And in the end, I mean, come on, who doesn't want to run in this? Races. In South Africa, I lived in Pretoria for a couple of years before moving to the Czech Republic. And there, almost every single weekend, you can find a race with hundreds of people rocking up to the start line. Here in the Czech Republic, it's not like that at all. There are a couple of big races where there are a lot of people, but most of the races are really small, and sometimes not even 100 people show up for the race. My local marathon here in Kralove, supposed to be the biggest sporting event in the region, had 170 finishers for the marathon this year. And I mean, that's not fun. You run alone almost all the time and there's no atmosphere. Running culture. Running clubs in South Africa is massive, and almost everyone is part of a club. You get to know these people from the club, you train together, the clubs organize races, you travel together to these races. It's just a full-on running culture. Here in the Czech Republic it's a bit different, and clubs is not really a thing. People just train alone, and most of them never even do any races. And I always tell them, training and running alone is shit. It's the racing that's the fun part. So just try and do a race, whether it's a 5k, 10k or an ultra in the mountains. Just experience the whole day around a race. And that's the main difference between running in South Africa and running here in the Czech Republic. In South Africa, people really just run because it's fun, and they go to races to get the atmosphere and get together with like-minded people. Of course, there are some people with big ambitions that chase time and want to run fast and everything. But here in the Czech Republic, runners care too much what other people might think. Oh, I can't run with you because I'm too slow. Or, oh, I can't do that race because maybe I won't finish, or you will laugh at my slow times. The only people that judge runners are the fat lazy ones that just sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing, and they have no idea what it actually takes to finish these races. And runners will never judge other runners because we're all into this together. running locations. This is a bit of a sensitive topic, but South Africa can be quite dangerous, even for runners. And there are a lot of stories where people got stopped and mugged just while out for a run. And also, a lot of the places are privately owned, so they're not open for people just to go in and wander around. Or there are some nature reserves where you have to pay a fee to go inside and then run there. So, this is my best friend in the world, Mappy.cz. All over the whole of Czech Republic, you have these marked trails, and you can basically go wherever you want. So I usually just map out a route for me on Mappy, upload it to my watch, and then just follow the route if I go somewhere that I don't know that well. Even here in Radskralve, where I'm running now and do most of my training, there's a massive forest with endless amounts of trails and paths for you just to go in and explore. So all the mountains and all the forests in the whole country is completely open for you to wander around, run there, go for a hike, and you never have to pay anything or be afraid that something is gonna happen. So yeah, I do miss the running culture in South Africa, and most of all, I miss it that you can sign up for a race basically any weekend of the year and just go out and enjoy yourself. But I also really like the contrasting summer and winter month running here in Czech Republic, and the fact that you can basically just go out anywhere, anytime you want, and just go out for an adventure. And most importantly, in the end, whether you're South African or Czech, just get out there and run, you lazy motherfucker.